Hey guys, so I want to come back on here and do the cover to my Halloween junk journal slash creative binder, and I'm doing a class by Mindy Lacefield, and we are doing all sorts of creepy kidsters and fun little characters, and so I was gonna paint this girl on my cover. She had a pinhead, and I wanted to kind of do something that resembled my favorite little Halloween dress, which is a candy corn dress, and I always wear a little candy corn hat with it. But so I was gonna kind of do that, but then I started looking at doing my sketch, and I really like stripes. So let's just see where this takes us. So I'm just gonna basically, I've covered this binder with gesso, and I'm just taking my pencil and kind of doing a sketch out of my girl here. And I guess the big part is fitting her in, and then making it where she does have room for her legs and her candy corn hat. My hand's a little shaky today. I've been spray painting, so that can kind of leave it a little wonky feeling. So I'm just taking, this is a Tombow hypograph. I'm not even sure where I picked this up at, or if I got it as a, I'm not sure, but I really like it because it's kind of really pale and it's easy to cover. So I'm going to kind of go in here. I don't have my eraser with me here. I was going to cut her face down just a little bit. Let's see if I can use one of my other erasers. I don't know about you guys, but I am constantly losing erasers. My little artsy erasers that I have like 2, and I'm always losing them. So I think I'm going to kind of do the candy corn hat at an angle on her head. I looked everywhere for that hat too. I do believe you can still sign up if you are interested in the class. We are going to be doing a Zoom where we have to wear our Halloween best, and I can't wait to wear my little candy corn hat. That's kind of what I've worn on Halloween. I don't dress up too much, even though I used to have a big hat, a big witch's hat, and I dress up with that hat on. And then I wanted to do her holding a candy pumpkin. And that way, and then her other arm's just going to come down like that. Oh, it's a very long arm. She kind of looks really creepy-ish with her with her little arm down. I might just do kind of like some little mitten looking hands there. Let me just bring this up a little bit, make her shoulders not look so bulky. And again, with the paint, and when you do begin painting, you can always correct those spots with the gesso. So okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I've got a new clean paint palette here. So I'm going to be using some deep yellow, and of course some orange. I think this is pure orange, and this is like a kind of a I think this is like a art kit, student grade, and then these are just some craft paints that I'm using. Okay. And the dress that I have is black and white, but I think I'm going to do either, I want to do like a green and white striped dress. Let's see what other. And I've been playing around with fluorescent pink, which I know it's not really my norm color, but ever since I took the unicorn class, I've been kind of like dabbling in it. So I think I'm going to add some fluorescent pink. I actually am going to get a better grade pink paper. I mean, I think my dog's going to bark here in just a second. Motorcycle drove by. But I think I'm going to do like a pink, bright pink tights. Let me go ahead and shut this door. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to get a round paintbrush and start with her dress. And I just mix some white in with it just to kind of add a little bit of lighten it up just a bit. And again, keep in mind that if you go outside the lines, that's okay. I think I'll just start with doing the every other green. And the plan is to come in here and also do some shading once. Once I have it done like that. And actually, I'm wondering, instead of doing the green and white, maybe I'll come in here and do a black and green. I think that's what I'm going to do a black and green dress. I think that says more Halloween. Okay, so let's get some black. I may actually need to do something a little bit more finer detail. And sometimes to keep it from smearing. But I kind of sometimes like that, where the colors kind of smear just a little bit. It gets a little bit more, to me, more a mixed media feel versus just having the fine lines. So I was talking to my sisters about when we were kids growing up. I mean, there was no extravagant costumes. It was, my mom's never really been a whole big into Halloween. I mean, we did do some, definitely did trick-or-treating, but she liked to just kind of drive around the block, and we'd get out and go up to a couple houses, and then my grandparents lived across the street, so we always went to their house, and most of the time we went to people that we knew in the neighborhood. And so one year my dad took us, and that was like, we were asking him how much longer. He took us all over the place. It was so, I mean, we had more candy. And but when we were kids, I mean, they didn't have the full costumes. It was just the plastic masks. And I was Casper. My older sister was Wonder Woman, and I cannot think of who my younger sister was. And I even asked both of my sisters, because I thought it would be so cute to do an art piece with all of us in our Halloween masks, as kids. But I wish we still had those masks, and I wish I knew exactly what they were, what my little sister was. Okay, and again, we can come in and kind of work with the lines here, add a few layers, or work out some more of the details. So I think I'm going to give her some funky hair. Let me go ahead and come in here with the skin tone. And again, with the skin tone, I use a base of the actual acrylic paint that says skin tone, and then there's also, I like to use a yellow flesh. It's a little bit darker as well, but again, you can change the color, adding different colors as you need to for your skin tone. And I think actually it would have been kind of neat to give her like a really completely different look of my paper towels. I might just use one of these. Of maybe like a green color face or an orange color face. To get in with the, let me see here what I got. This is flesh yellow. I'm going to add a little bit of pink to it. Let's see here. Kind of was a little watery. I don't know if it was that pink tone or the pink paint or what. But to keep from having the lines, you're just going to want to be real airy with your brush. Almost like a feather, just lightly adding your paint. Because if you go hard, it's going to cause little creases on the face. So I just do real light strokes. So I think I'm going to do like almost like a darker black hair. And then I'm going to do like a fluorescent hot pink streak going down in her hair. And this is where it's so much fun. You can kind of, you could do whatever hair color you want, a hair color you style. I have a tendency to do the bob because I have a bob haircut. And I'm going to let that dry before I go in and put her hair streak in there. So let's go on to her tights. And we're going to do, I'm going to definitely do the striped tights. And this is where I'm also going to use that bright fluorescent pink. I'm going to add some white to it. And with this, I may need to get a very detailed brush here. And see, this is that real inexpensive, cheapy fluorescent pink. I didn't realize the brand I had picked up. I was just excited. I tell you what, I always just go kind of like to the craft department, and you know, I do go into the art department as well at my Hobby Lobby. But that's typically where I pick up my supplies. I used to pick it up at Jerry's Artorama, but I haven't been into Austin to get to pick anything up lately. I might need to make a trip over there, but and I know you can definitely paints online, which I probably will do that with this fluorescent, because it's been slim pickings. I guess a lot of people are being more creative, which I love during this season that we're in with the COVID. But I tell you what, almost all the paint is like picked over. It's very weird. Like sometimes I'll pick up a lot of the craft paint when it's on clearance. I mean, not clearance, but they do their 30% off. And I mean, they were like out. Now, what color should I do my combo tights with? I'm thinking white. Let's see what white looks like. It may be, I want to do a different funky color. No, I think I'll do white. That'll lighten it up a little bit here. And again, with this paint, I'm going to have to go back over a couple times probably, or at least another coat. To seal that in. Because it looks a little splotchy. Let me plug my camera in here because I see the battery is running a little low. Hold on just one second. Okay. Where were we? We're going to paint the pumpkin next. So I wanted to definitely wait for that green paint to dry, and that way I can layer that pumpkin on top. What's cute about this project, and I don't want to give away all of Mindy's project ideas, but you can name your girl. And we did the pinhead. And again, I don't want to totally do, but it's such a, she just comes up with the cutest ideas. And but she, but mine of course has to be based on candy corn pinhead or something like that. I haven't come up with the name just yet. I figured as I painted her, the name would come more out for me. It would come more like, that's a great name. So do you guys like candy corn? I absolutely, you know, I don't like, if I see it, I have to have it. I love it more for decorative purposes. But if I eat it, man, it's really sugary on my teeth. I don't know if it's, as I got older, my teeth are more sensitive. But I tell you what I do love, and I can't eat a whole lot of them because my teeth go like in shock. Whoops. Is the little pumpkins. Add a little bit more color to him, or the pumpkin, candy pumpkin. Okay. If I was to be wearing this, I would be wearing my tights with my Doc Martin Mary Janes. Which we'll add a buckle here in a minute. Let's put more of the top up here. Okay. Okay. Let's add some more. Now we kind of going to come in here and do some little shading of, oops, that's the thing. It's not quite dry. That hair, we do not want it to mess up our girl's face. So let's work on the background a little bit. So I think what we're going to do is just kind of do a I wonder if I could do like a background and then kind of create like have some like candy around her, that kind of thing. So what color? I was thinking like doing like a darker background, but I think I might bring some different colors in here. Some different, more Halloween-y, but still keep kind of like my colors that I love into play. I actually thought about kind of doing like a nighttime scene, you know, with some stars because she's out trick-or-treating. So I may still do that with some more candy around her. Again, I don't want to bring a whole lot of background. Kind of want to really make her be the center of the picture. So I'm just mixing some dark and some light purple here. We're going to turn her around. Kind of get this where it doesn't smudge with the other colors. Just kind of adding some darker purples, just ever so slightly in there, and then I'm going to add some blue next. And I'm okay with the colors mixing. I think it kind of adds a little something. The thing with coloring on these binders, you do run into, like I said, you have to be real light because it tends to like really, you can really see the lines of your paintbrush. And I guess that's with the canvas too, but I really notice it with this, with these binders. And really, what might have been the more thorough way of doing this is to actually do the base first and then but I wasn't really sure what I was going to do. So either way works. It's just a little bit more time consuming to work around her versus if you did your base and you let it dry first. And I just color right over the top of that, that little snap there. And usually I'll come in and paint this little guy too. Oh, my charm's on there. Let me move that. I probably should add gesso first on there. I'll do that before I paint over the top. Ooh, this color is really pretty, I think. Okay, I'm going to come in here. Oop, I got a glob of paint here. Yeah, I just covered her hand up. Okay, I'm going to come in here with some detail and fill in around her the detail brush. Alright, so I went ahead and filled in the background, and then I also let this dry really well. So I'm back to kind of start layering up, and I've decided that this fluorescent pink paint is not working on her tights. It's just not, I don't know, it's just not working on the surface. So I'm going to take this, Target paint. It's a lot thicker, and I was just going to kind of touch in here and see if I can make this a little bit better coloring for filling it in, and not actually doing that other paint is just not working on the surface very well. And actually the other, see, it's still kind of acting up there. But even the other paint that I had used it on just a sketch, and it was kind of giving me some issues too. So I think overall the paint is just not a good quality paint. So, but I still like the coloring. So we're just gonna kind of come back in and then work on those leggings a little more. Okay, so I think we kind of stopped with the face. I was going to add some pink into her skin tone, and then I may even kind of add a little bit of purple and see what we get. Kind of want to just make it fun and whimsical for the theme of Halloween. Actually, this is just changing her skin tone altogether. Let's go back and pour some more of that darker coloring on here. go back in and fill that in. It's not what I really wanted to do. Okay. Let's start over again here. I'm going to add more pink into her skin. Again, I'm being very light with my paintbrushes, so it doesn't get that scratchy tone to it. Okay. Then I really still want to do the fluorescent pink in her hair. So I think what I'm going to do is actually come in here with a thicker paint and try to like thicken up this fluorescent. I'm using just a thicker white paint. This Master's Touch is more of a student grade, I believe. Almost out of it. Whoa. That's why, because I have no control over it. It just gets crazy and comes out really fast. Usually what I'll do is I'll try to get another project or come in here and use journaling pages when I add too much paint on my plate. I'll get my brayer and add some. So, let's see here. Let's see what I came in here. Just did some pink highlights in her hair. I'll come back in and kind of go into bringing the black back into her hair a little bit. Okay, so let's get her little candy corn done as well. Work on some of her other pieces of her outfit. And I think if I remember correctly, it's orange, yellow, and then white on the candy corn. And that needs to be a little brighter. I'm going to bring some white over there. Maybe I'll use up all my white. Now I just put a big blobs of paint because I kind of want it to fill in here. Still kind of giving it that chunky look to it. Just keep that artistic-y look to this art. An orange. Okay. Okay, so let's go in and work on the pumpkin a little bit. We're gonna just bring another layer in here. We need to kind of give her some hands too. Kind of have the little handle of the pumpkin coming up. Oops. Always kind of like try to imagine myself holding it and see what it would look like. So my hands would kind of come up over, my thumb would be on top there. I'll have to come in and fix it a little bit more because that black is still wet. Okay, let's come in here and draw a little pumpkin face on the candy. Pumpkin. Okay. So let's work on her face a little bit. So on my drawing, I have, which it kind of freaked me out because me and my daughter both, she's gonna be like, oh my gosh. But one of the things that we had in class was that we did a button eye. So I'm going to do a button eye over here. I think this one's going to be shut. A little nose. My daughter and I both watched the Coraline, and it just, I remember, but she was younger. I didn't realize it. Now, why I didn't realize it was going to be a little bit on the freaky side. It is Tim Burton, but, right? Isn't that correct that he created that as well? Okay. And then I am going to add my signature heart lips because she may be a creepster, but she's gonna have her little heart lips. Makes it look even more creepy. Really not a, let me get those. Let me work on those a little bit. Whoops. think what I'm going to do, here's my fine point that I was just using. Oh, I lost it, so let's get another one. That one out of the tube, a paintbrush. Okay, I think this one was it. Okay. So I think I'm gonna come in here. I was thinking about doing a different color for her lips. I think I might do it. Oops. This is a pretty bright pink too. Okay. And then I think for her cheeks, I have a more neutral color. I'm going to add a little bit of pink too. Put some water in there, at least get it more. Get her a little, more little creepster than. Not have the perfectly. Perfect little round cheeks. Okay. See, is that eye dry yet? Let's see here. Let's see if I can get a mark. Let's see what kind of marker I can get in here. This may work. Or let's see if I have a permanent. I'm gonna come through and put a coat on this. I'm just gonna do a little test here. Yeah, I wish I had my permanent marker. When I do work on pages like this, you want that where it's not gonna smudge off. Sometimes to do your, oh, here's one. To do your outlining a little bit. Let's see. Actually, I'm probably going to have to do some paint. I don't think this is going to work. Let's see if I have my I have a very, very special fine tip paintbrush that there's hardly anything to it. And it works perfect for little detail work, but I don't see it anywhere. Let's see, this one may work. Okay. And really I'm going to just get just a teeny tiny bit on the edge of this paintbrush. a more doll-like look as well. There we go. Okay, then for her button, I'm going to bring in some white. Creepy. Okay. And I'm just going to highlight a few areas with some white. Come back in and add a little bit more to the top of that candy corn. Work on her hand a little bit more. Just kind of this is where you kind of do your little detail work. This is just to lighten her up a little bit. And then I'm going to come in here and add a little bit of darker green. What is this? Festive green, classic green. Kind of adding a different little bit of look to her. A little bit of shading here and there just to kind of give it more of a creepy look, I think. I really wanted to put a petticoat on her because it would be definitely something that has the ruffles underneath. Okay. Let's go through and, whoops, we're gonna clean up this just a tad. Okay. And then what I think I might do, petticoat, no petticoat, let's see here. I think I'm going to do a petticoat. Why not? So I'm going to get a big blob of white paint and we're going to just make some ruffles around the edges here. I don't know how long this video is going to be, you guys, but I hope that you're getting inspired to paint yourself a binder cover. I get questions about this all the time on how to paint, how to prepare the surfaces, and I personally absolutely love to create new binder covers, so this is so fun for me. Oh yeah, that makes it, I like that look. And actually, I'm going to do a little collar on her as well. Just adds a little something to her. Go. Cute. Okay. Well, we have those dry. Let's see. How's her legs doing? How's those pink tights coming along here? Let's come in and shape those as well, just to give it a little bit. Keeping that paint. Keeping the paint in the lines of. Okay. Come in and get her hand worked on here. Holding our little jack-o'-lantern. Where's that orange? Actually, I'm going to open it up a little bit here. Okay, so I think the final thing I'm going to do is probably pop some, you know what, she needs her pins. We're going to do her pin head, right? So I'm going to get my little marker, I mean not my marker, but my little teeny tiny paintbrush, and we're going to just get a couple pins. Then the pumpkin's going to have a couple pins too, I think. Okay. And then we name her, right? That's what we're going to do. She's, I think I'm going to do Candy Pinhead. So I think what I'm going to do is take my pencil and we're going to just do some bubble letters. Okay, so if y'all can't see it kind of written in there, I think what I'm going to do is so that way this is not the longest ever. I'm going to come in here and paint it. I'm probably going to bring in some green and maybe some pink and orange, and then I will pop back on for one final look. Okay, you guys, so the last final step, this is all dry. I added in just some different designs to kind of make this more fun and kid-like, and I'm going to seal it with this. I'm going to use this Mod Podge matte. This is one of my favorite things to use to seal this in, and I'm going to show you just how randomly I put it on rather thick, and this is just going to create a seal where you can bring it in your bag, you can take it with you, and that should seal it in. I haven't had any problems with anything flaking off in all the ones that I have painted in the past. The only one that I had issues with was I had used chalk paint as my base, and I won't ever do that again. So anyway, so I'm going to do this, and then I did paint this, however, I just painted it so it's really wet, so I'm just going to kind of leave that, and I'll come in and seal that as well. But we're going to seal it in just like this, and then I'll come back and show you. Let this dry, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Just kind of give you a close-up of a sealant. Alright, so the sealant is dry, and I did end up painting this and adding a little bit of sealant. This probably needs to dry overnight, I would think, because I can already still feel it kind of moist. But yeah, I really like the way it turned out. It's fun, it's different, and I think it's going to be perfect for my little Halloween junk journal. I did find this little bow I ordered off of Etsy last year, and I thought it would be really cute to pop on here because it is candy corn as well. So there you have it, all ready to be filled out with fun things. Alright you guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you're inspired to create a fun cover too.